Welcome to LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Instrumentation and Control Engineering. In this session, we will discuss the subject that is Industrial Drives and Control. I am your instructor, Jayesh Prajapati. In this session, we will discuss the unit number 4, that is chopper control DC motor drives. In this chopper control DC motor drives that we have already started this session. In this session, we will discuss the principle of operation of chopper. So basic idea about chopper that we have already discussed in our last session. So in this session, we will discuss the further topics of unit number 4, that is a chopper control DC motor drives. So now let us start the session. In this session, we will discuss the main topic, that is a 4-quadrant chopper circuit. A 4-quadrant chopper circuit having a different quadrant. So let us see the quadrant first, that is a first quadrant chopper circuit, then second quadrant, then third quadrant and fourth quadrant chopper circuit. So in this 4-quadrant chopper circuit, we have to discuss the first, second, third and fourth quadrant chopper circuit. So that is a 4-quadrant chopper circuit that we have to discuss. In last session, we have already discussed this first quadrant chopper circuit. So now in this session, we will start with the second quadrant chopper circuit and then third and then fourth quadrant chopper circuit. So in the first quadrant, we have already seen that transistor T1 and T2 is on. So let us first discuss the main 4-quadrant chopper circuit and then we will discuss second, third and fourth quadrant chopper circuit. So 4-quadrant chopper circuit. In this 4-quadrant chopper circuit, you can see a 4-quadrant chopper circuit with a transistor switch is as shown in the figure that we have already discussed in our last online session. So first again we will see this figure. First, that is a battery. Then battery is connected with this circuit, okay, and we will take a capacitor. Okay, here we have to connect this capacitor. A capacitor is connected across this circuit to maintain a constant DC voltage. That's why we have to connect this capacitor across this circuit. Now here this capacitor, then we have to connect the transistor T1, then transistor T2 and then transistor T3 and transistor T4. And across every transistor we have connect the diode D1, D2, D3 and D4 respectively. So these diodes are called as a feedback diodes, okay. And now you see load. So load is connected at the center portion, okay. In the center portion we have connect one resistors RA, then LA, that is a armature inductance, and back EMF E. So that is a motor armature portion, that is a load that we have already discussed, and output voltage V0. So that is a 4-quadrant chopper circuit, and here that is a supply current IS and here the armature current IA that can be flow through the armature. So now in this circuit you can see 4 transistor and 4 diodes are connected. So every time 2 transistor will be on and 2 diode will be on, and sometimes 2 transistor and 1 transistor and 1 diode will be off. That will work in the first, second and third quadrant chopper circuit. Now in the first quadrant chopper circuit we have already discussed that transistor T1 and transistor T2 will be on in the first quadrant chopper circuit. Whenever any one transistor will be off, that times the transistor T2 and the downward diode D4 will be operated, okay. So the transistor T2 and the diode D4 will be operated that times in the first quadrant chopper circuit. That already we have discussed in our last session. So now let us discuss the second quadrant chopper circuit. So you can see the second quadrant chopper circuit. In this second quadrant chopper circuit with a transistor switch is all as shown in the figure. First we have take the batteries again, then across battery we have connect one capacitor, okay. Then we have to take one diode, because in the second quadrant two diode will be operated, so take as a diode D3, and diode D3 is connected with this load, okay, LA and RA, okay. Then it will be connected to the diode D4. So we can say that in this circuit the diode D3 and diode D4 will be operated, okay. Here in this figure you can see one diode and two diode will be operated, and current, the armature current, you can see the armature current is flowing in this way, but the direction of armature current and the diode D3 and D4, that will be in reverse bias condition, okay. So in this mode of operation we can say that the power is not given from source to the load, but here whatever the energy stored in the first quadrant operation, this energy will be released in this quadrant of operation, okay. So you here you can see the armature having a polarity like negative and positive. You can see here armature inductance La having a polarity negative and positive, okay. That's why this energy is stored in the first quadrant, okay. Now here the transistor T1 and T2 will be off, okay. That times we know the inductor property. Inductor properties like if current supply is off, that times it will reverse its polarity. So here you see the inductor will reverse its polarity, and diode D3 will be in forward bias, and the power is given from this load to the source. So in the second quadrant operation, the power is given from return from load to the source. So here in the second quadrant we have already know that voltage is negative but current is still positive. You can see current is still positive, okay. Supply current is going to the circuit, but the voltage will be negative. So here you can see output voltage V0 is negative, okay. So here we can see the voltage V0 and voltage I is 0, and the quadrant is here I2, okay. That is the I2 second quadrant. Here the current positive and the voltage will be negative. So in this way you can draw the graph also for voltage and current. So in the second quadrant we know that the two diode D3 and D4 will be operated. So in this if we have draw the waveform for second quadrant operation, then in the waveform like this we have take one axis, okay. Then we have take some another axis also, okay. First we have to take some linings also, okay, for proper drawing. And first we have take the transistor T2 and D4 will be operated, okay, because one of the transistor T1 is off in the first quadrant operation. That time the transistor T2 and D4 will be operated. Then diode D3 and D4 will be operated in the second quadrant operation, okay. Then the again one of the transistor will be off, T2 will be off and T1 will be on, and T1 and D3 will be connected, okay. Then D3 in D4, okay, and again T1 and D4. So that is a mode of operation. In this way quadrant operation will be worked. So now if we have to draw the waveform, then first we have to draw the supply voltage Vs, okay, and the supply voltage, that means output voltage, also we have drawn in same figures, okay. So if we have trying to draw the waveform, then the waveform is like this. Voltage is in negative portion, okay. Then it will be D3 and D4 will be on, so we can say that in this portion the voltage is negative, okay. And again it will be here D3 and D4, that in which period D3 and D4 will be on, that times the waveform will be in on position but in negative portion. Okay. Now if we have to draw the waveform for armature current, okay, so armature current waveform is okay, that is a average output voltage V0, we can say that. Okay. Now if we have to draw the waveform for armature current, okay, IA, so armature current waveform is like this. Okay, whenever the transistor will be on, that times the current will be high position. Okay, current will be in high position because here the T1 and D4 will be on in this period, so the transistor will be high position and the diode will release its energy, so that times we can say that it will be in decrease and again it will be increase and then decrease and then again will be increase. So that is a waveform for armature current. Okay. Now that is the average armature current, we can say that. And here we have portion, take two portion like IA1 and IA2, this two portion that we have already shown by the dotted lines. Now if we have to draw the supply current waveform, then the supply current is like this, in this way. Okay, whenever the diode D3 and D4 will be on, okay, that time the supply current in the negative portion. So in this way we can say that that is a waveform for supply current. Okay. So in this way we can draw the waveform for second quadrant chopper circuit. In a figure of waveform you can see here the voltage is in negative portion and current will be in positive portion, so that will fulfill the second quadrant operation. So that's why we can say that it is a second quadrant chopper circuit. Now third quadrant chopper circuit, let us please start. Okay, that is a supply current waveform. We can say that that is I minus IA1. Okay. Now the third quadrant chopper circuit. In the third quadrant chopper circuit with a transistor switch is as shown in the figure. Now we know that third quadrant, that means voltage is negative and current will be again negative. Okay, and in first quadrant we have take two transistor, in the second quadrant we have take two diodes. Now in the third quadrant we have to take two another transistor. Okay, like T3 and T4. So that's why the circuit is like this way. First the supply voltage, then supply voltage is connected with this circuit, and then capacitor to maintain a constant DC voltage. Okay. Then we have to take the transistor T3, then it is connected to this load. Okay, RA and LA, then it is connected to this transistor T4. Okay, here in the third quadrant we have to operate like this way, like two transistor T3 and T4 will be on. Now supply current, armature current means supply current IS will be flow like transistor T3 and then transistor T4. Now you can see the current direction. So that's why the polarity is like in this way, positive. Okay, positive, and then it will be negative. Okay, so inductor will store the energy in the third quadrant. Okay, but in negative portion. So we can say that in the third quadrant of operation, two transistor will be operate, the transistor T3 and the transistor T4, and inductor will store the energy from source to the load, but in negative portion, like negative positive polarity. So we can say that here voltage is also negative, and we can say that the current direction is also negative because it will be in negative direction. Okay, direction will be reverse. So we can say that in the third quadrant of operation, armature current and our output voltage V0 both are negative. So we can say that that is a third quadrant chopper circuit. Okay. Now In the third quadrant, we take the graph like this way: V0, then IA0, and the quadrant is in third quadrant. So here voltage is negative and current both are negative. Now in the third quadrant chopper circuit, we can say that switching on T3 and T4 increase the current in the load and turning off one of the transistor. Okay, it will increase the current. Okay, T3 and T4, that will increase the current, and also it will turn off one of the transistor that we have already discussed in the first quadrant chopper circuit. One of the transistor off, that times the another transistor and diode will be operated. And we can say that short circuit the load, decreasing the load current. Okay, and D1 will provide the path for the armature current. Okay, the diode D1 will provide the path. So we can, if we draw the circuit, then we can say that if T4 transistor will be off. Okay, for example, assume T4 will be off, that times the transistor T3 and the diode D1, this diode D1 will release the energy of inductor. Okay, so that is another mode of this operation, and here you can see the inductor will reverse its polarity because transistor T4 will be off. So here negative positive polarity, but it will be reverse. Okay, as per the inductor property, it will be reverse here. So in this mode of operation, we can say that transistor T3 and T4 will be operated, and then transistor T3 and diode D1 will be operated when the transistor T4 will be off. So that is a third quadrant chopper circuit. If we have to draw the waveform, then the waveform is like this way. We have to take some axis here. Okay, and we have first take some linings for proper drawing. First, if we have to take some assumptions. Okay, now here you can see first the transistor T3 and T4 will be operated. Okay, here that is a starting mode. So we have take first T3 and T4 will be operated. Now the transistor T4 will be off, then it will be here T3 and D1 will be operated, and then it will be T3 and T4, and then again it will be a T3 off, that times T4 and D2 will be operated, and then again continue, that is a T3 and T4. So we can say that that is a different mode of operation. In this mode of operation, the third quadrant chopper circuit will be operated. Now if we have to draw the waveform, then the waveform like this. First, that is a supply voltage Vs, and now if we have to draw the output voltage, then the voltage is like this way. You can see in the negative voltage portion on position of this waveform, because T3 and T4 will be operated, and then 0 because one of the transistor will be off, then again it will be increase, and then 0, and again it will be increase. Okay, so in this way we can say that the voltage will be increasing in the negative portion. So we can say that voltage is negative, and that's why we can say that V0, that is the average output voltage across this load. Okay, now if we have to draw supply current, then the armature current, then the waveform is like this way. Transistor, that times the transistor will be on, that times the current will be increasing, then here decreasing because one of the transistor will be off, then again T3 and T4 will be on, that times again it will be increase. Okay, and then it will be decrease. Okay, sinusoidally increase and then decrease. So but here you can see we have draw the axis here, and the current will be in negative portion. Okay, so here voltage and current both are in negative portion. Okay, and we can say that is a armature current. Okay, now if we have to draw the waveform of supply current, okay, supply current, that will be increase in positive direction, we can say that. So whenever the transistor will be on, that time we can say that the current will be here, it will be increased, okay, and here one of the transistor of that time is 0, and again it will be increased, and then 0, and then again it will be increased. So in this way we can say that that is a waveform for armature voltage, that is a waveform for armature current, and that is a waveform for supply current. So that is a third quadrant chopper circuit, and that is a supply current. Okay. Now last that is a four quadrant chopper circuit. In the four quadrant chopper circuit with a transistor switch is as shown in the figure. Okay, first we have to take a voltage, then we have to connect this with the circuit, and then we have to connect the capacitor, and here capacitor is connected to maintain a constant voltage. Okay, here in the four quadrant chopper circuit we have to take another two diodes. Okay, this diode are D1, and then here connected with this load RALA, and that is connected with this diode D2. Okay, so in the four quadrant chopper circuit we have to connect two diodes, okay, diode D2 and diode D3, and then we have to operate the circuits. So here you can see that current direction is in negative portion. Okay, we know that in the four quadrant current will be negative, but the voltage will be positive, because whatever the energy stored by the inductor in the third quadrant, this energy will be released here in the fourth quadrant. So here you can see the energy negative positive polarity, but here one of the transistor will be off, so that's why its inductor will change its polarity. Okay, so we can say that in the fourth quadrant the power is returned from this load to the source. Okay, so inductor will release here energy, and the diode D1 and D2 will be forward bias. So we can say that current is in back position. So we can say that in the graph current is in negative portion and voltage is still in positive portion. So in the fourth quadrant chopper circuit, if we have to draw the waveform, then in the waveform you can see we have take some axes, and we have draw also some linings also. Here you can see the diode D2 and T4 will be operated. Now diode D1 and D2, okay, one of the transistor T3 will be off in the third quadrant, so that is the last mode of third quadrant chopper circuit. Then fourth quadrant chopper circuit, diode D1 and D2 will be operated. Then again the diode D1 and T3 will be operated. Okay, and then again D1 and D2, and again it will be a D2 and D4. So that is a different mode of four quadrant chopper circuit. Now the supply voltage Vs, and if we have to draw the waveform, then we can say that here transistor will be in this mode. If we have to draw the waveform, then we can say that whenever the diode will be on, that times it will be in high position. So whenever D2 and D3 will be on, that times the output voltage is in high position. That is a supply current that we have already seen. Now in this figure you can see if we have to draw the armature current, then the armature current waveform is like this way. Negative portion, okay, it will be in negative portion, increase whenever the transistor on, then decreasing, and again it will be increasing and then decreasing. Same waveform in third quadrant chopper circuit. Okay, and if we have to draw the supply current waveform, then the supply current is like this way. Okay, so that is a supply current waveform, and we have take some IA1 and minus IA1 and minus IA2. That is the position of this supply current waveform. So in this four quadrant chopper circuit, you can see voltage is still in positive portion and but current is negative portion, that we have already tried to explain the first, second, third and fourth quadrant chopper circuit. In every quadrant chopper circuit you have to draw the equivalent circuit, then you have to explain whatever the device will be on and off. Then in every quadrant of operation you have to draw the waveforms to understand how to work in how the four quadrant chopper circuit will be work. Okay, so in this session we will explain the second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant chopper circuit. Now in our next session we will discuss the another topics related to this chopper control DC motor drives. Okay, thank you.